Thank you, Brooke. Whew. Hey, has anybody noticed that their TikTok is acting weird? This would be more for creators who actually post something, I think. But if you have followers, it may still be affecting you. I'm just curious. Is it really something that's going on with my page, or is TikTok messing up again? Yesterday, I logged off live, and I had 25 new followers. I was all the way up to almost 76,190. It took probably about an hour for those people to show. When they did show, I got the count that I just gave you. And I come on this morning and I'm down to 160. And I've also noticed my videos have stopped getting views. They're like all 2,000 or less. And usually when the views start and the followers start disappearing, it's because there's an update coming. But I don't know, because it's TikTok. They've also punished me for not being live long enough, for not bringing enough gifts in when their competitions are happening. It's funny how you get suppressed during those times. But just curious if anybody else is having that problem. Or if you've heard of anybody else having that problem. That works too. Thank you for the gifts. Hey, Cindy. Anybody else's TikTok acting weird? Hey, Jen. I was just saying, but I think in the chaos of it opening up, it got missed. But, like, my followers are just disappearing. My videos aren't getting out there anymore. Something's up. I'm all right, and you? I'm going to take this as nobody's having the problem or has noticed. Right, Cindy? And now it's like every time I get close to like 60 or 70, it just magically drops. People are saying I'm on the For You page, but I'm not getting the views. I really think TikTok is broken. That's good to hear, Jennifer. I was saying yesterday I had 25 new followers. I was up to like 72, 190. I woke up this morning and I'm down to 160. And just overnight, everybody that I had just gotten is gone. And my videos aren't going out. Like, the Dose With Me video has 7,000, and that's my highest one in a week. I am monetized. They are doing another campaign to make money off the gifts. And what it really feels like is that they're punishing us that aren't participating and pushing out the ones who are instead. They put this bonus on where if you get higher than you did before in your lives, like higher interactions, higher gifts, higher likes, that they increase what they pay you. And that goes for my videos too. More interaction, more increase. And I swear to you, it's been happening since that started. And it's not cool. I have busted my ass to make this page, and they keep messing with it every time it gets somewhere. Hey, Laura. I'm alright. How you? It's nothing to be sorry for. I'm just annoyed more than anything because it makes it feel like you're not getting anywhere. And then the other thing I noticed is if I put anything about tarot or certain recovery-related hashtags in my posts, they do not get above 100. Or 1,000, I mean. So they're definitely suppressing videos there. TikTok doesn't care about their own homework. It has, and it really feels like it's become a TikTok money machine, and if you're not contributing to it, then they don't care. Screw you, you're done. And I don't know. I just wasn't sure if it was like for real a punishment thing, if it's just an app-wide issue. It was just like every time they start a new campaign, this shit happens. And then as I go live more, it'll rebuild to happen again with the next one. I've kept my lives just over, right around an hour and a half, which is their ideal time. I don't know what else to do. I'm talking about TikTok, Laura. TikTok is destroying my page. It's like it's broken. My videos aren't going anywhere. My followers keep disappearing. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about TikTok as a whole. Like the actual app. Yes, the company. And I was asking if anybody else has had this problem where videos aren't going out. You get followers and you know what your count is, and overnight that exact number of followers is gone. You don't have to, babe. It won't go very far. I emailed them myself and I just got a robotic answer. Like even my numbers. We were hanging steady around 60. Now I barely get 30. And it's like, this started, the views dropped when they did the unaliving ideation report. That's when my live got messed up. I just thought of that. My live got messed up when they did that bogus report. Yep. And now I need to get readings in to take care of my rent. How can I get anywhere? Like, even when it's just to talk, you guys are... When I came back, I had 100 consistently. And then after I got that report, oh, thank you, saying that I was acting out in a unaliving manner, I've just been squashed. And I'm monetized, so my views matter for money. They help pay for the house. It helps pay for the baby. It helps get us a little cushion under us. Like, if you're going to pay people to do something, then you should have to honor that and not be allowed to press them down so you don't have to pay them. That's where I'm going with that. I have YouTube still. But I'm telling you right now, it isn't going to shut down. Trump doesn't want it to. It's not going anywhere. Especially after the whole BS over the texting and showing where the real national security issue is. It's not going down. Little man is in childcare, and I've been putting applications in, but nobody wants to take me with my availability. Hey, Jamie. Right, Manda? But be on here using on camera or naked on camera. I saw one with a guy pretending to self-love, and that was okay. I seen lives where the girls are hanging off the beds in leggings that you can see every hair, if you catch my drift. Well, thank you, Remington. I don't know what upshift is, so I'm guessing not. Anyway, I'm just venting. It's not fair. I have a license, but no car. Janine, Breaker Strings, had decided to do a fundraiser for me, and then when we did it, it just turned into a whole bunch of bullshit, so I stopped. We got $300 to sit, so maybe one day it'll get somewhere, but I gave up quick. Thank you, Marianne. Well, thanks for that, Sonny. And it's like, it's really not fair because they push out the ones who sell their souls. There's a girl in here I was friends with for recovery, and now she's gone completely TikTok shop, and she's on every ad, deliberately saying untruths to make money. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Not yet. It's just hard when TikTok keeps suppressing. My followers are disappearing all of a sudden. My videos aren't going anywhere. It's like every time they have a new campaign or a new thing that bonuses what you make, it's just, you stop making anything. Even in TikTok shop, I tried doing that. I was lucky if they got 1,000 views. If I put anything TikTok shop, TT shop, with a merchandise link, well, thanks for doing so, Hyper. Maybe that's what's going on, is it's unfollowing again. We were talking about how my lives are usually 100, and I'm barely getting over 40 all of a sudden. Yeah, but getting people to follow me to other apps is not very successful. Even when I went to YouTube, it was mostly haters that followed me there. Yep, so long as it's not anything nasty, I don't mind questions. I'm alright, Addison. I'm annoyed with TikTok, but otherwise I'm good. It's nice to not be sweating my behind off. I just said that, yes. I've been putting apps in since I've been in this house, and nobody wants to take me with my availability. I have 2 days that I can work. Twitch kicked me every 2 minutes when I started selling tarot. We tried Twitch. That's how I know people don't follow me to the other apps. I tried Clapper, I've tried YouTube, I've tried Twitch, I've tried Facebook, I've tried Instagram, I've tried Discord, and the only people that follow are the trolls. I've been on everything, Texas, even some that are gone now. Nobody wants to follow to another app. Hey, Kenny. Look at my following on TikTok. It's almost 73,000. YouTube has 24. And most of those are from when they were following me just to hate on me. Like, people don't want another app. And then when you advertise that you're on a new app, that gets suppressed too. I did notice yesterday, though, the chat's like dead, which tells me most of the viewers are here for not good reasons, most likely. And it just gets to me, you know? This is my job for now. I don't know what else to do to make people happy to be left alone. I just don't. And I don't know what else to do to keep a roof over our heads now that I'm out of rehab. It's a big-ass catch-22. He's good, Athena. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I know you are, Addison. You've been around for a long time. Mostly I'm just venting because it's frustrating. It always happens when you don't need it to, or where you have a chance to really do something. Yeah, I know, and I appreciate it. I know that's not all anybody wants to hear, but it's just, it's hard when you are busting your ass and you just don't get anywhere. I feel better now that I got it off my chest. Thank you guys for the gifts. Keep in mind, I'm open for... He is in daycare 5 days a week, Lacey. I go to school. So I only have Monday and Friday that has any actual usable availability. By the time I get out of school, he's out of daycare in 3 hours. So there's no window to work 3 days a week. And my weekends are taken up because I don't have daycare on the weekends. I know, Addison. It's all right, Texas. It's not like there's something I can do to make it better. And I think that's why it's so frustrating. I'm already doing everything that I would need to do. Like, I don't know. I'm lucky I have a scholarship for it, or I wouldn't even have that. It's not that it's... My problem is I'm tired of TikTok smashing stuff. If every bill I had was paid, this would still be an issue today because I just watched the 25 followers I got yesterday disappear overnight. It's dropping my analytics to the point that I'm going to get kicked out of the monetization, the creator fund. Thanks, Laura. Whatever you sent before, Ash, it's not here. If you're saying Amazon, I don't have one near me. Nope. And that's the frustrating part. It's not something anybody but TikTok could fix. And it's every time they do a new campaign. Exactly. I'm trying. I am trying. But in other news, it's awesome to not be sweating my ass off. I feel weird, but normal. Like, I feel more like I would when I had to take a higher pain pill. We got that, like, foggy feeling, and that's it. No, we don't have kitties here. Thanks, Addison. I know. I'm trying to get to where I can get them. Although I did notice a correlation yesterday, looking at how many of the girls were with me at rehab who left to just go right back to the street, have relapsed. So I feel like I did the right thing, even though taking longer sucks. No, it's not like brain fog. It's like, it's just a fuzzy feeling like you get when you take a pain pill. But I'm not sweating. My nose isn't running like it was. So there are benefits. That definitely is good. Yep. guess that's one thing. As long as the haters are allowed to stay and they film and post it, they're advertising me for free, so at least there's that. Think you know. I'm trying not to, Lacey. It's just, it's a frustrating day. My moods are all over the place. I will know. My baby boy needs me. Like, the stupidest things are getting under my skin. Seeing the loss, as stupid and childish as it is, just really just sent me off because I worked so hard to get this going. I'll never have it at what it was, and I know that. But I at least wanted something. Thank you, Triplet. No, it doesn't. It doesn't help at all. TikTok is suppressing my page. I went to come on and do live. I had gotten 25 followers yesterday. I was up to like 190 something, 72, 190 something. And I come on to go live, and I've dropped completely back down exactly the number of followers I had. My videos aren't going out. My analytics are going down, so I'll end up kicked out of the monetization creator fund thing. And it's just getting to me, especially because right now, this week, I really needed to get the readings in. Exactly, Lacey. I had over 100 viewers when the fire trucks were at the baby's daycare. I don't like feeling them, though. And I think that is a part of it, honestly, is that I just haven't... Thanks, Addison. I'm glad to hear that. Maybe that'll pick back up then. Good morning, Tracy. Like I said, it's something stupid. It really shouldn't matter to me, but it's just, that's the way it is today. But my emotions have been off the chain since I got clean anyway. But I was already unstable today because I noticed, you know how when people get implants or dentures, they kind of have that, like, that little hiss sound when they talk? No, they'll kick you off for spamming. I know you all have heard it, and I'm not saying this to offend anybody, I promise. Just, I know you know what I'm talking about. I caught a class today that since I have my crown, I do that. And it just reminded me where I was and what I did to myself, and that really sucked. That's where I was going with that. Does he have it too? Or maybe it's just because where mine is. I have a crown. But it's like since, you can hear it now. Since they put this crown in, that's what it sounds like when I talk. There's always things they say you do that you get pushed out. I wonder how many of them are actually real. Exactly, Lacey. And I feel everything so intensely still. So it's like, what is not a big deal to anybody else is over the top for me. True that, Laura. Right now, I don't have a choice, Tracy, or I wouldn't be. Thank you. I'm good, Cora, and you? Which, you asked what happened, and I didn't get to say hi. How you doing, Kelly? I haven't seen or heard from you in a while. And I don't like to just randomly text because I feel like I'm a bother. Or like when I think of you is when I'm in trouble. Nah, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Girl, I don't even text my sponsor. She has me text her to check in every day, and I just text her checking in. Well, thanks, Fallen, because in my head it's very obvious. Oh, thank you. I've been looking for work from homes, too. It's just a lot. That makes me feel better, because maybe it's because I know what I sounded like before that I hear it. My crown does it, and it's... You too, Tracy. Well, good. Maybe I'm just driving my own self up the wall. I know it's going to mess up my count for the week, but I kind of want to go get a monster. I probably should just have a, Hey, Sess. That's what I thought it was, Kelly, and thank you, Honeybee. I've noticed it in some people, but usually only when it's like... I've noticed it in some people, but it's usually when it's a full mouth or they're newer. And I guess that's why I thought you could hear mine so bad. But it really sent me, like... At what point do your emotions even out? That's what I want to know. When do the emotions even out? Although, Kelly, I don't think you were here yesterday. I have a med to help the sweating from the methadone, and I feel normal for the first time in 11 years. My methadone is stable, so I'm not being sick all day or all evening. I feel like I used to. Well, I was hopeful it would be soon. Yep, I'm so happy. I'm telling everybody. I got a little bit of that fuzzy feeling in my head, like when you take a pain med, and that's it. Well, congrats on 6 and 7 years, guys. I was hoping that it's something that you just kind of got over in time, or it sorted itself out in time. I am on stabilizers for both now, Lacey. I have a really, really good psychiatrist who's used to working with addicts. It's called oxybutynin, and it's typically used for urinary incontinence and overactive bladder. I will be, Laura. Thanks for stopping in and the support. It basically works like the opposite of a water pill. It turns everything that makes water off. My eyes aren't running. My nose isn't running. I do have to drink more water, which is why I'm pushing off a monster. I have at least 2 bottles of water before I can do that. But it's worth it to not sweat my butt off. Even my daycare, I was talking to him yesterday, and I was like, yeah, you know... It might. So far, that's all I saw, but I didn't really dig. I can't explain it. It's like the fuzzy you take when you go to the hospital and they put you on a mild pain pill, where you're not buzzing, but you're not quite there either. I can't explain it. Let me go grab some water. But I was in daycare yesterday, and they were like, I was telling the director how excited I was, because they always talk about how I'm so sweaty. And she was like, yeah, I tried not to say anything, but you would always, sweat would just be pouring down your face. And I'm like, yep, that was a thing. What? How am I out of water in the fridge? And who took my damn water? I had it where the fuck I wanted it. I know, I love them. This whole house is beautiful. Oh, that's the one for room temperature water. Okay. This whole house is pretty. I love it. I always wanted to live in one of these Victorian styles. And now I got my dream. It might not be the way I thought it would be, but I got my dream. And as far as the steps go, the baby can climb them. He will not let me carry him up anymore. He screams and throws a fit. He's an independent man. And I have reached the stage of falling backwards, back arching, screaming, temper tantrums. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Brooke. I am glad to hear that. It may take some tinkering. They put me on 5 milligrams twice a day to start. Yesterday, it kind of broke down. They say it does get better the longer you're on. But if it keeps failing me, I'm going to ask for 3 times a day. And that's all I got. Like, today it's holding out pretty good, though. Just make sure when you're on it that you're drinking plenty of water. Straight up water. Same thing with the Manjaro, or apparently Mounjaro, according to the commercials. You have to get a lot of protein. I'm better now that I got my rant out, Sandra. How are you? Water. Water, water, water. It is a side effect. She says it does get better with time. When he's home, I could, Lori. I can film it. I'm always thirsty, so I can't tell you if it made it worse or not, but the oxybutynin definitely did. Well, that sounds like a good day, Sandra. And he took his first 2 steps last Friday. We have house meetings today, so no, I haven't, but I want to. That's why I'm here now, because I'm trying to get a couple more readings in to finish making up rent. And this is, I bet, probably sooner than that. He was at daycare yesterday pushing a play cart all day. They said he did not stop walking. I'll try it. What the hell was I just going to say? I was just telling you about something. Oh, the house meeting. This is when we get together, we pay our rent, we discuss house issues, vote on anything that needs to change, make sure the money is good, pay any bills. It's like a financial and check-in meeting. I don't know, honestly. I don't see many dogs. I could try it. But they'd have to let me only work those couple days. Part of this is on me, though, because I've not been doing what I should. This is what everybody swore, that it was like I was doing something bad or I was too stoned. When I stopped coming live, when I was using, it was because I was doing the same thing. I didn't feel like being one, so I talked myself out of it. Well, thank you, Carly. I'll figure something out. And I'll stop being lazy and actually promote my tarot like I should. That's how I got here. Because people wanted to chat, and then I get caught up in chatting and lose track of the time. And then next thing you know, it's like time to sign off if I want to have any time to myself. Yeah. So anybody in here who needs them, we do have openings for readings today. They are $10. Options for paying are in the link tree in the bio. That's actually the first time I've talked about it. I was ranting over TikTok. Just... Thank you for the follow. Oh, God almighty. I'm a little shaky, and I don't know why. But it's another quiet chat today. I'm out of things to talk about. I'm going to have to leave and come back because I have a restriction that's stopping my video being seen because, you know, people want to report. I did that, and there goes no... That's what I just got. And today is the last day. Nobody's manipulating anybody. I'm standing here talking. Selling a service is not a manipulation. Talking to your followers is not a manipulation. Like, for real. Just because you don't believe in it, it does not make it a scam. There's nothing going on with me. The only thing I talked about was how TikTok is suppressing the videos. So if you're going to talk, at least know what you're talking about. Because now you just look damn stupid. And anyway, if that's how you feel, why are you even watching? And how long were you here? I mean, did you miss the one mention of a tarot reading being for sale? No? You just saw me be reported and that's that, huh? Real big brave mouth now. He is good, Alyssa. Give me a minute. I'm going to leave this and reset my live. So just watch my profile and I'll be back live in a minute. Thanks, beautiful. I'm rebooting a live. Make sure y'all come back in a minute. I would only get that warning if somebody reported it, Lacey. That's the problem. That's not something TikTok just does. That's somebody reporting. That's why we're sitting here talking about House meetings, and I got it because it took them that long to catch up to the report. If it was TikTok, it would have happened while I was talking about it. So let me reset. I'll be right back. This is funny. Today's just for the day. Thank you, Brittany. It's not. And it's not easy to stay that way. In accordance with the principles of recovery, we try not to judge, stereotype, or moralize with each other. How many times in our recovery have we misunderstood the behavior of another, immediately formed a judgment, and applied a label, and neatly tucked the individual into a pigeonhole? Perhaps they had developed a different understanding of a higher power that was greater than themselves than we had, so we concluded their beliefs were unspiritual. Or maybe we saw a couple having an argument, we assumed their relationship was sick, only to find out later that their marriage has prospered for many years. Thoughtlessly tossing our fellows into categories saves us the effort of finding out anything about them. How much more than a year? I'm getting ready to hit 17 months, and thank you. Every time we judge the behavior of another, we cease to see them as potential friends and fellow travelers on the road to recovery. If we happen to ask those we are judging if they appreciate being stereotyped, we would receive a resounding no in response. Would we feel slighted if this was done to us? Yes, indeed. Our best qualities are what we want others to notice. In the same way, our fellow recovering addicts want to be well thought of. Our program of recovery asks us to look positively at life. The more we concentrate on the positive qualities in others, the more we'll notice them in ourselves. Just for today, I will set aside my negative judgments of others and concentrate instead on appreciating the favorable qualities in all. That was good timing. And that was the one for today, March 27th. So nobody can say I went and pulled it to just have it to fit, since apparently that's what I do. I tell you what, though, no matter how hard it is, I'm grateful to be here and be sober. I was. Another live reported. Hey, babe. Don't even do anything in the report. I'm already stressed out enough today. And that was just the final straw, that's all. I love you too, getting lucky. I was live, and once again, as soon as I said how many readings I needed, or actually I didn't say how many, I said that I was doing them and where the info was, I get a toast, which is the message they pop across, telling me that my live has been restricted because I'm speaking on hugs, and I may make people uncomfortable. I did discuss the medication for sweating like 20 minutes before that came, which is how I know it was a report. When the flash came in, or the toast came in, we were talking about meetings and groups. And it's hard not to. I'm doing everything right. I'm trying to keep a roof over my son's head. And it's just people doing it for fun. That's what really gets to me. It's people doing it for fun. They think this is funny. Yep. DM me, because apparently I can't talk about it. They are. It's already been a rough, week and a half anyway. I told you all last week where I was. And that I was, literally, emotional and mentally ready, relapsing. And I was going back to the thought patterns and emotional behaviors that I had when I was using. This was already a bad week. And it's every time I offer or say what I'm here to do, it ends up reported. And all I'm doing is selling a service. Chatting with my friends. More Ken than you know, Amanda. At least I think so. They really are, Roxanne. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Icy. Thank you. I didn't want to leave you all waiting, and I thought I had already cried it out. I'm on medication for that. I don't know. Well, I do know what set it off, but I don't know what made me so sensitive for it to set me off. I know, Roxanne, and that's why it just hurts. It makes you feel targeted. They really are corruption. It's all right, Gitten. Thanks, Peps. It's funny you said that, because I literally was just reading it and living clean about how... Hold on, I'll read it, because it was literally, I read it today. I know I read it today. This is just one of the things. I read another one too. Oh, I know. I know it doesn't just magically switch it. I'm going to find this. This is just one part. There was another one talking about how we replace it. I can't find it. It's probably because I'm upset. But it talks a lot about how addicts get clean and then they replace that use with drama, and how it's typically a projection. No, you're fine, babe. I'm not upset at all. I just was saying I'm already managing it. It could be an option. I'm trying not to, Roxanne. It's part of why I didn't stay off. That's what they wanted. And you see how high the views get when you're crying, right? You're not kidding that they love the drama more than anything. It's driving me crazy. Maybe it was in the basic text. Yeah, I'm all right. They just got another live in trouble. Once again, I mentioned the T name. Hey, G. Because they never wanted to see me doing good. They hid behind those who did. Thanks, Amanda. I know. It just got to me. It's passing. I had another live. Well, this one wasn't taken. This one was suppressed because somebody reported saying we were talking about hugs. We were in the middle of talking about groups. So I know they reported it. It just took TikTok that long to get there. I believe you, Lacey. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you were able to too, G. Today is my last day, so, you know, spots are open. You should know where the info is, hopefully. And I guess that's about the best that I can do without having to worry about getting reported. And it's funny because right as it happened, somebody come in telling me that it's always something with me and they're sick of my manipulation. That is a very weird question to ask, especially when I'm saying what's going on with my TikTok. No, I'm talking about TikTok suppressed my my live. What are you talking about, Tabitha? Well, because he's trying to get me to talk about it again so he can report it. How is talking to people being vile? How is breaking down because I'm not being left alone vile? You don't even know what's going on and you run your mouth. And that's the problem here. I'm trying, Stacy. I'm trying. No, I'm in Oxford House now, which I pay rent. I live like a normal person, except that I get urinary tests. So I'm less likely to mess up, and I'm able to kind of reintegrate into society in a little bit of a healthier manner. Wasn't supposed to come here like this, but I had a chance that if I hadn't taken it, I would have been screwed. Hey, Cass. I'm not sure if any of the mods are on or not. Thank you, Autumn. Thanks, Amanda. If it keeps up, I'll mod somebody. But I think we're okay. Thank you. I know. And that's what got to me. Like, when I was using I'm trying. When I was using, they'd report, but the majority of them wanted me on live so they could watch. And now it's like I'm doing better. I'm not even talking about anything, and I'm being labeled a scammer or vile. And it's a lot. It gets to you. I'm doing good, Tammy. Yeah, I know. But it gets to you. Hey, Robin. You know what? It is. I'm gonna find that piece. I bet you I can Google it on my laptop and find that piece about drama. Because it's perfect. I think it got to me more because, you know, y'all know the issue. I have so much time to get them in. God damn, I set my nose running crying. And it's always when they do it. Is when it's the most important to get done. And how do I fix it? If I tell you something's wrong, they report me. And if I don't, everybody wants to know why I'm pushing reading so hard. So it's like a catch-22. Well, thank you, Cammie. Thank you, Lena. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. They didn't get the reaction out of me, and I'm not doing what the troll said, so now they're all leaving. I'm going to tell you what it is, especially because most of them claim to be in recovery. What? Don't tell me there's no internet access. See, you lie. Oh, absolutely. They don't want to see it then. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Tammy. That's exactly why I'm looking this up, because I do think so. There is a quote in either the basic text or in Living Clean that explains how this works and how it's like a replacement. And it's driving me crazy because I know I just read it and it was like, here's what we'll do. It does. I'm hitting the PDFs. I've been looking for this for ages. I saw, thank you. When I can pass my test. They think I'll be in college by January. Did you want a reading, Paps? And if so, just let me know what kind while I do this. Okay, now where's the find feature? Control F. Okay, it's not this one. I love the internet. Hey, I'm... Really, Cammie? I hope it was good considering I'm going to school to get my GED right now. And then when I finish that, I am going to be a social worker with addictions counseling. Yeah, he's fine. I got upset because I was live, and when I started pushing readings, because it's the last day to make it for this week's rent, I got reported, and I had to end my live and come back. And then all the trolls came basically telling me vileness never changes. It's always something with me. Why is there always drama? Like, you know what they do. I'm just trying to roll my damn desk. I did. They said don't want anything. I appreciate it, Paps. Thanks, guys. I'm trying to do both because this is really relevant and more than just because of what's going on. Long after the obsession to use is lifted, many of us still seek a rush in other ways. The drive for excitement leads us to live full and exciting lives, rich with adventure. We are unafraid to take risks and pursue the opportunity to do things we always wished we could. Sometimes, though, it seems like we just get strung out on our own adrenaline. Whether gambling, egg jewels, or creating drama, we can ramp up so fast that it's hard to scale back down. We then may distract ourselves with risky behavior when we are trying to fill a void or block a feeling. I knew I had seen it. I've been looking for that for like 2 weeks. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Christy. I hope I'm catching up with everybody in time to be seen. It's absolutely relevant. And I think there was more. Let me see. I think there was more. It wasn't in the basic text. It might be in how it works. But there was a long one about how projecting and I appreciate it. You see how quick it dropped when I'm not doing what they said I was. Some of us are naturally dynamic and thrive on a lot of color and excitement. We might worry that life we are comfortable with might not be very exciting. Letting go of our attachment to drama makes it possible to enjoy simple things. Whoops, sorry guys. I have one more. Okay, thanks again, Paps. You're always here and I really appreciate you. You didn't have to do what you did and I really, really appreciate it. I did battles and everybody left. Plus, I don't feel right like pushing them. So it just fails. Thank you guys for the gift. Hey, Kath. Thank you. Yep, so that's what I was looking for. There was nothing else. He is doing great. Just took his first steps last Friday. He's not walking yet, but they said he was pushing a stroller. Nope. I'm out of Baltimore. Yep. Thank you, stop. Yep. That's part of what we were discussing earlier before people decided to report and cause trouble. Yes, I am now at the border of Delaware. On the Delaware side of the border, I should say. No, I'm answering happily. I'm not sharing where. Not to be mean, just out of being safe. You're good, Cammie. It can get confusing when we're following multiple conversations. I feel better, though, in one aspect, and that is he's at daycare. Thank you, Leanne. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought about not going live. I really did. I like that, Meridell. I'm going to borrow that from you now. But anyway, all the trollers coming in can now see that I'm not doing what these people are saying I'm doing. So maybe they'll get off my butt. Selling a service isn't scamming just because you don't believe in the service. But for those who were here and didn't know, I'm not sure if they're here yet or not. Not everybody talks because sometimes it's better to not be seen. I understand. You can DM me, but I'm not going to say on live. That's all. Hey, Amy. I tell you what, though, I definitely thank them because look at the view count now. But I do have openings today. So if you want them, you know the deal. I'll try and remember to, Catherine. Well, I appreciate the thought, Lindsay. I agree, Cammie. I just saw another creator whose son was being bullied in school. So they pull him out of school, move schools. This little girl and her boyfriend moved it to cyberbullying to the point of stalking him on his Xbox game to make fun of him for his parenting because his dad isn't present. And there's nothing you can do. There's supposed to be. All these states have laws against it, but nobody knows how to enforce it or what to do about it or what state it should be in. And it's a lot. It is very sad. TikTok tells you make police reports and send them in. I made so many reports and nothing ever came of it. I've linked. They said that I scam doing tarot. That's what this wave is. That because I'm doing tarot, I'm scamming because tarot is fake. That's the logic. Thank you, Kelsey. No, they don't. That's why my lives always get in trouble. But you see people who, like I said, I see this guy comes up. Thank you, Happy. Exactly. Believe it or not, I actually do have a pretty chill, peaceful life. This was kind of not expected. I wouldn't have relied on social media if this was able to have been planned better. But if I didn't take it when I did, I wouldn't be here. So, I don't regret it. I'm hoping something works out and somebody says, yeah, I can take you even 2 days a week. I can, I just haven't because I don't really have a way to set it up and I'm lazy. Nope, not pregnant. The video I had was a faulty test. I was good. My damn lips are so chapped. Exactly. That's why I went and searched it while I got the rest of the cries out. Calm myself down. Because as soon as they see me crying, it was almost 100 people in here. Because that's what they get off on. They decide what you're doing isn't right. They're the internet police and have all the power in the world to tell you where to go and how to get there. And then they do things to see what you do so they can watch it and get off on it. Serving job here on the weekends. And I do not have daycare on the weekends. I applied to a couple. That's exactly what it is, Bri. And meanwhile, caregiving you usually have to have a license for. I'm assuming you're talking about for elderly. Yeah, so you know, You know exactly what it is. It is hard. And like this, like I feel like, no, I haven't. What's that? That's disgusting. Please don't tell me that's what they do. But is caregiving going to let me work 2 days a week? That's the problem we're running into. I am only available from 8 to 8:30 to 3, Monday and Friday, and then like 2 hours a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll have to look into it and make sure I don't need a car. No, you're good. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a way. I don't have a car. Exactly, Cammie. The one bus that... Where did you get I don't want to work? Because I'm telling you, okay, great. Caregiving is easy. Do you know I'm in the middle of a rural area? No, because obviously you don't know about me. It's great that that's a good job. Obviously, there's old people everywhere. Obviously. But if I don't have a car, and I don't have bus service, and I'm in the middle of nowhere with no sidewalks, how am I going to get to that old person? Not to mention, I'm friends with ladies who do this and have always told me they needed to be licensed nurses of some sort. And I am not going through a schooling for a license that I'm only going to use for a minute when I already know what I'm going to school for in January. I'm going to look into it. Somebody else mentioned it earlier, but I need to know a place to go. Yeah, all right. All right. That is not how it works, but I'll prove it. I'm not in Maryland. In Delaware, if you plan to operate a business providing care for the elderly, such as a home care agency or assisted living, you do need a license from the Delaware Department of Health and Social Services. This is to work in neighborhood homes, home health agencies, adult daycare, personal assistance services agencies, aka PASA, nursing homes, assisted living, group homes, rest care homes. This is to ensure legal compliance, guarantees quality of care, and builds client confidence. You also have to have training depending on the type of care, such as certified nursing assistant to work in a nursing home. It said to work in a residential home. Oh my God. And then because I'm not giving them their way, then magically I just don't want to work. I'm over it, man. And yes, to work as a caregiver, you have to be at the least a CNA. I am in Delaware. I am not in Maryland. To operate a business, you need it. And then you went down the list, and it says you would need it to work in these environments. Caregiver. Okay, I will read it again. Since I guess comprehension isn't a thing here. Okay. Types of facilities requiring licenses. This requires the OHFLC to be involved to own the business. But then the type of facilities that require licenses: nursing homes, assisted living, group homes, rest care homes, neighborhood homes, home health agencies, adult daycare agencies, and PASA. So let's click this and see where this takes me. Home health agency. Oh, look at that. You have to work for a company that's required to have licenses. You have to be licensed in Delaware. Just because I'm not taking your offer does not mean I don't want to work. You can't just walk in somebody's house and say you're a caregiver. It's like, I don't know where people were thinking that would even be a thing. Hey, Kat, thank you. Yes, to be an employee. I literally just read the fucking thing and they're still... Miss Ashy Cat never left. Do you have a problem with me being back? I was actually on the Delaware County site. That's where I just showed you. You know what? I'm not even doing it. I'm not even doing it. I do have a job. I sell a service. How about that? I am going to school to be a social worker with addictions counseling. I'm already on the schooling thing, which is why I don't have the availability. If I wasn't going to school, then I would hear how I'm not doing anything to further myself and take care of my child. Now I'm going to school and it's I don't want to work. And then when I work, it's going to be I didn't work the right hours, the right way, the right day, and I don't have my child. It's a loop. Thanks, G. And now they'll go post it and say, look, we gave her options and she didn't want to work because she wouldn't take my option. No, I never lost custody. He's in daycare. It really is. And I try to be nice. That's why I just gave them facts. You're not going to tell people I don't want to work just because I'm not working what you want me to do. Like, Jesus Lord. That's why I blocked them and just moved along. Thank you so much for being here and giving me the views that I've been looking for and pushing me to the For You page. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Maybe one day you'll understand that these awareness videos just brings more credit and attention to the person you're raising awareness about, but I'll benefit off of it until the day you do understand that. So I used to be using Addict on here. I was not in the best state. I had started out selling tarot before it got really bad. When it did get bad, obviously addicts don't know it's bad. So I was doing tarot in not good standing, if you catch my drift. I wasn't clear-headed. That started it. What fanned it was people pretending to be my friend and getting information and sharing it. So it then became two groups of people. One group who wanted me to get help, and one group who literally was posting videos making fun of me, making t-shirts with my face, sending things to my house, busting my window out. I went away. I went to rehab for 15 months and got clean. The thing that they all said they wanted. And then it was, well, I can't follow her because she doesn't have her child. He was with his father for 3 weeks while I got settled at daycare. He came back, and then it was I was faking it. And that's why they have to hate me and troll me. So then, oh, and I forgot. I was faking my pregnancy. I was faking having the baby. I was faking having custody. I was faking being a tarot reader. My sister made a bogus claim online, and that's still the truth. But when I tell the truth, it's not the truth. Only hers is true. I can go on, but I think you get the drift. Now I'm back in the attention because after I went viral, people knew about me, and now they use me to get views. The story going around is that I'm pregnant and scamming because I posted a video before I realized it was a faulty test. Thank you, Carrie. Let me catch up. Thanks, Cammie. I don't know what's for dinner tonight. Probably fish sticks and hash browns. Tater tots. Exactly, Julie. Hey, Adrian. I am. I got the left alone, so we're good. Yeah, you know, Monica. I think I'm good, Tracy. Exactly, Chris. Thank you, Amanda. I know, Kata. Yes, they were, and they actively made money off of me. It is disgusting. Thank you, G. Livy, where did you get that I was homeless? It's the things like that. Either it's something she saw on another page or didn't understand what I said. Thank you, love. I was homeless back in 2000. What? I left housing. I have not put anything on here about losing housing. I'm in an Oxford house right now. And I had my child almost 2 years ago while I was living in an apartment. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just confused. Thank you, Chris. Now, it is possible it's an old video. Because that's what they like to do to get the views up, is they take old content and repost it and act like it's new. But I've never lost my housing, and I've never had to say I lost my housing. I was already homeless when I got on the app. Why would I run my own scamming pages? I'm confused. And look how high the views went because they're getting attention. I lost my father before I ever got to meet him because of substance. I know what it's like, and I know what I did to the people I cared about. To be honest and fair, it was 2 days before he came, Chrissy. But I've owned that, and I've taken my amends for that. Thank you, Monica. We have mods now. Oh, gotcha. That's why I was confused. I knew you weren't saying me, and I'm like, where did that come from? Exactly. I will, Tracy. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Chris. DM me the episode information. I'll see if I can see it. They had the little area of Curtis Bay and Brooklyn on there once in the first season. So then that would be when they had me move from the one hotel to the other because they were harassing the hotel. But I didn't lose housing. Not really. Thanks, Anne. I'm all right. I am actually learning. I caved for a minute and had to prove myself. I did. But then I realized it's not worth it because I know the truth. And all they're doing is promoting me. That's all. Thanks, sweet. Thank you, boo. Yep, Tracy. They came in telling me I don't want to work because I said that being a caregiver needs licensing here. Really? I'm so far behind. I've only seen the ones that are on Netflix and like the free stream apps. But it's never triggered me. In fact, it gives me the strength and hope to keep on. I've certainly not seen any apologies from most of the top haters. I saw an apology from one. We were talking about that the other day. I also watch shows like about the business side of it. Doesn't trigger me, and in my opinion, I'll be easier to be around it when I get into the business I want to be in. He's doing good, Lace. And thank you. I don't know who that is. All right, Chrissy. Thanks for stopping in. That's what I say. It's not somebody I know. I'm talking like Whit and Hutch. I'm talking Bex. I'm talking, God, who else has benefited off of me? Fucking Kentucky bitch. Nanny. That's the ones that should apologize. I have been doing my schoolwork, studying, and trying to get a job. And doing my best to not let people get me down. I'm taking meetings in now twice a week at least. Daily Zoom meetings. I'm doing good. Those are the ones that owe apologies. Thank you, Steph. We are actually very good. Doesn't matter. She made money off of me. She posted claiming that she talked to people in my real life, saying very horrible things that are now used against me to continue the bullying 5 years later. She definitely owes me an apology. Thank you, Leaky. I am. And I'm really proud of myself that they were in here claiming I don't want to work because I said one type of job needs licensing and they're pushing this one job. And I proved it. Like y'all know I do. It's just impulse. I have to make sure I'm not crazy. I have to make sure I'm not remembering reality wrong. And I walked away and stopped. I didn't have to keep screaming and fighting with them. Yep, he comes every weekend, Chrissy. Do you remember... Oh, fuck. What was her name? It just went out of my head. Chrissy, who's the Jessica Housestead. She had long curly hair. She was one of the first ones to really instigate the badder side of the haters. She actually inspired somebody to claim that I had almost had her unalived. She never had spoken to her a day in my life and told all these things that never were said like it was true. She gave birth to Tim Wittenhutch with her behavior. And that's why she needs to apologize. Right now, it's the only way I have to pay for a place to live, Tracy. Until I get a job, I'm stuck. I just read a thing from NA a little bit ago talking about the drama and why they do it. Now, personally, I don't like the snark pages at all. No, they got my Venmo taken long ago. What I have is in my Linktree, PayPal, Cash App, Chime, Apple Pay. I think that's the only things you can send money on. They would send me like a quarter or 50 cents and then request it back, so it was suspicious activity. I'm actually really proud of myself. They got the live in trouble. I did cry, but I brushed it off. They had me proven, and I brushed it off. I'm really growing. Almost 17 months of sobriety. Thank you, Spicy. For real, when you go back and look at the last 5 years, 6 years actually, it's, well, no, 5, because it really started February of 2020. That person is not who I am today. To be honest, that person wasn't me to begin with. That person was a very self-centered, egotistical, but yet battled with her self-confidence and self-esteem. Like, didn't give two fucks who she hurt or shit on as long as she got her way. She's still inside, and she still hurts, but now I know how to take care of her. Okay, thank you, Kelly. Sorry I missed it. I do have spots open. Theoretically, I could, but then when would I get time with my son? He's in daycare 5 days a week. I wouldn't be able to see my baby. That's why I've kept my weekends open. Yeah, about 2 hours before he falls asleep. Oh, they get it. They get a kick out of affecting a real person that much. I'm selling a service that's doing the same thing. I technically have a job, it just doesn't have a W-2. It has a 1099. And I get that 1099 every year. In fact, I applied for a credit card that lists being an influencer or social media poster as a job. Just putting that out there. And thank you for that. I haven't really looked, but if I didn't, it should be close enough. I'll be okay. I'm tired. Part of me wants to be like, yeah, let's do it, but I'm afraid what they're going to do. I think I had needed 5 And I haven't done any today. And his dad helps a lot. If it wasn't for him, I don't know where we'd be. And if he could afford to take on the rent, he would. They're 10 now, Adrian. I needed 5 readings. This damn dry mouth. And I did admit that I would say stuff in the hopes it was taken care of. I didn't do that intentionally to begin with until I realized it worked. And then I did. And that's not okay. Which is why when I do talk about struggles now, I try very hard to make sure you know, like, don't give me anything. I just need to vent. It's harder when it happens in front of you guys, though. Like, that's the first thing is everybody wants to make it better, and then that's what they use to claim I'm scamming or begging. Exactly. I am honestly the most giving person you have ever seen, and I don't like to talk about myself that way. Anybody who knows me knows I don't. I remember one time the lady was in the store and I got this incredible vibe that the cat food she bought wasn't what she usually gets and that she was sad. And I heard a man tell me, man, she's stuck. So I went up to her and I'm like, that's not the food you feed cats, is it? And she says, what's what I feed them now? Hey, Jewel. And I said, no, it's not what you usually feed them. Go get what you usually feed them. And I got her a big bag of meow mix. Come to find out, the man that I had heard was most likely her husband who had just passed away. And she didn't have income yet. That's only one thing I'm going to talk about. I don't do it for attention, nor do I do it for praise. But I do stuff like that all the time because I feel like I've taken enough. It's time to give back. And I feel like I would hope somebody would do it for me or my child. I just did get a Cash App. Who was that? Exactly, Bree. And I don't talk about it because it gets spread. She's tooting her own horn. She does it for attention. That was a couple years ago. I don't even think I was pregnant yet. Or if I was, it was very early. Did you want your reading, hon? Because I know you've been trying to get one. Okie dokie, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, it's calmed back down. I can do readings, Nicole. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for coming back after I had to shut down. My Linktree has my options. I have Cash App and PayPal. You just got to click the icons for them. Babe, the fact you even did it at all is plenty for me. Hey, Elena. I didn't mean to ignore you earlier. I do remember seeing you ask about readings. I just kind of got sidetracked. Okie doke. And sorry this live turned into so much of a shit show breakdown fest. But I am still going to say thank you, Adrian. Yes, it did. I saw it just as you said. What the hell was I just going to say? I don't know. Baby's doing great. He took his first steps last Friday. Well, I'm glad you remembered. I appreciate it. $10 a reading, Nicole. If you want it to be more than 8 cards, just send what you want and I make it adjusted. But typically 8 cards is more than enough for info. I'm so proud of myself today. This is my first serious troll event and I've walked away. They do, Elena. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, it was. I got trolled bad. Somebody came in. I can do either one, Becca. Thank you, G. It started with they reported my first live and had it restricted. So I had to come out and reset it. And when I reset it, I came back and I thought I was done crying and I wasn't. So we ended up talking about it. At which point, another one. Sure thing, Becca. I know, Remington. Yes, they do, Marie. A person come in telling me I should get a job as a caregiver. And I'm explaining it needs licensing and needs schooling, and I'm not doing that when I'm already in school. And she basically called me a liar and said that if I just didn't want to work. And that was it. It spiked and hadn't stopped. People came in being really nasty. Hey, Golden. But in the middle of her saying that, I got bitchy and proved on Google what I said. And that's old. That's old me. And I made myself stop. Hey, Miss Jones. I like that, Kelly. I guess not. A lot of them tell me it doesn't count because that's where I met baby daddy. I see. What kind of reading, babe? I do know. I guess part of me just thought that now that I wasn't doing wrong, I'd be left alone. I should have known better because I always knew they weren't going to stop. I remember. So you would probably want a general then. So we just see what comes out unless you have a set question in mind. Yup, I remember. And you were the first and only one I let to my job. Congratulations, Miss Jones. Thank you, May. I'm good, Golden, and you? Thank you, Shauna. And no, this is my longest out of work ever. I knew what you meant, May. All right, let me grab my cards. Sorry, I wanted to catch up with the chat before I sat down. I have worked just about every day since I was 17. If I lost a job or quit a job, I'm sorry, Golden. I would be at another job within a few weeks to a month. Maybe 2 tops. Tarot was always to be a supplemental income, and having to rely on it like this has very much humbled me. Okay, Chaz, you're next. Just bear with me. I wish I'd had a job before we moved here, but I'm glad I took the option when I did, because I wouldn't have it now. Ooh. Yes, I do, and I love it like I used to. It doesn't feel like a chore. I got that Queen of Pentacles energy for your first card. So you got some things going on in your life or about to go on in your life, that are very, not just grounding. If you want a reading or $10, my options are in the link tree. Thank you. I'm glad to. So, if it's not already happening, it's about to. We have a lot of good coming in financially. Absolutely financially. Whether this is money coming in or something that you've saved for coming in. I know. That's not 100% clear. You too, and I'm sorry about your daughter. I did also get the moon card, so that's why I said it might still be happening. With that Queen of Pentacles energy and that feeling of something financial coming, I really get a vibe of like a thing, a trip, or buying a house, something that you've put a lot of time and effort and money into to get. And the moon, and there's that King of Pentacles. That moon card is telling me it may be a little bit of a wait, but it's coming. So there's that Queen of Pentacles I was talking about. This is the one that gave me that vibe of good financial news, something that you've saved for, put a lot of time and money into, have been waiting for a long time. I'm not shocked, especially with that moon. Very much well waited for. You've been wanting that grandbaby a while too, haven't you? Just honest question aside from the tarot. I also have the moon, which things aren't quite there yet. They're working out. It may take a few more months to a year is usually the time frame with the moon. I thought so. Every mama wants a grandbaby that I've met. Congratulations. The other thing is there may be some details that you're going to have to go over very closely when you go to do paperwork. Don't let anything slip by you. Don't let any inspections half-ass or anything like that. You want to pay close attention to detail. I also have the King of Swords. Definitely, hubby is involved in this. And I feel like, you're welcome. I feel like a lot of this is coming from his ideas. Either he had the idea to get the house or he's had the idea to make it go, but his mind is very much involved in here. Or he could have made the decision, but his thoughts, his decisions, his mind was behind this. And I also have the King of Pentacles for him as well as the King of Swords. He's definitely a major player in this, and not just because he's going with. So if I am wrong and it wasn't something that he helped choose, then it's a communication that's going to be a part, but it's something right there between the two. He either made the choice and told you, or he's going to work out details via mouth or writing. And definitely communication related. Then I have the Three of Cups. Not surprised you said you're going to be a grandmommy. But I do feel like very much celebrating. And kind of all at once. I'm not going to say it's just the grandbaby, just because I already know that. We'll leave that to the side, pretend I don't know. But friends and family coming together, reason to celebrate, reason to be glad, having fun together, spending time together, maybe for the first time in a while. So that'll help kind of get you through while you're waiting for everything to happen. I also have the Seven of Pentacles. Again, we have that reminder of taking time. This isn't going to be something that happens tomorrow. This is going to be something that is going to take a little while. I have the Ace of Cups. This is going to give you a new spice in your relationship, kind of refresh it. And I don't mean just like sexy time. I mean the reconnection. This is something that you didn't even realize you all needed. Like, you thought your relationship was okay. I'm not going to say perfect because nobody's is. But you were happy with where you were. And it's about to get even better. And besides me warning you, you're not going to have any warning. You're just going to wake up and realize it's happened. And then finally, I have the Page of Swords. Again, planning. Pages are like the very beginning. Thinking it out. Haven't acted yet. But getting into the mood. You haven't looked for the house yet, have you? like you're planning this, but you haven't actually gone and looked at a house or done a mortgage or anything like that yet. There you go. So definitely keep up with your plans. You got a lot of celebration and joyful times ahead. Congratulations on the grandbaby. And good luck on the house search. You have to keep me posted and let me know. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully this is everything you dream and more. Well, you've definitely earned it. I see that for sure. You're very welcome. All right, Chas, you ready? Oh, Lord. What kind of reading did you want? I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad. I hope it didn't take forever to happen. But I'm happy things turned out for you. I no longer do those, Jess. It is, Katie. How are you? That's good. Okay, you made that quite clear, didn't you? All right. I am going to tell you before I even start on these cards, that Emperor popped up. If you don't want babies, be careful. I do. I'm just going to stop that or start that right there. Not even to that card. You don't want babies, you better be careful. If you do, then this is a good time. First card we have is the Strength card. I do feel like you've been kind of working on self-control a little bit. Whether it's because your impulses, generals are 10. Because your impulses lead you to do things like say what you think when it's not quite right, or spend money that maybe you shouldn't spend. That kind of feeling, not saying that you're doing it, but like that level of self-control. Could be a diet as well. But you're definitely denying yourself. You're denying yourself. And that's funny because I did have the Two of Pentacles. So you're kind of balancing things very carefully and easily to keep that money safe as well. And that one, I already knew that was money as soon as I saw that come out. Next, we have the Seven of Wands. This isn't a bad card to have. This is a card that pretty much tells you you're protected in the long run. Nothing is going to throw you off your purpose or your path. As bad as it might feel or as much chaos as there might be, you're safe. You're okay. I also have the Four of Wands, paperwork victory card. Something that you make an agreement or sign to. That's always the base of this card. There is some kind of agreement, verbal or written, typically written. This is the kind of card I would see before banking papers, loan papers, those kind of things. This can also speak of marriage and pregnancy. This time, I just feel like you've got a lot to celebrate. Agreement based, definitely. Maybe it's agreeing to go with your partner, I don't know, to dinner or something. But from that agreement is going to come this reminder that there is still reason to celebrate. There is still reason to be happy. Hey, Imperfect. I do get the vibe that not so much that you've been unhappy, but that you've been feeling a little under the weather. Feeling like, why am I here type energy. Questioning and doubting. That's okay. You're feeling it because you're being given the chance to start over. What isn't needed in your life is coming away with this Tower card. It's being removed. Maybe a little rough, but I promise what you're losing is not meant for you. And then I have the Fool that says, with this reset, take the best advantage of it that you can. Don't let fear hold you back or hesitation hold you back. I have that Emperor, as I said. You're okay. Now, this can be fertility in all things, but I'm definitely warning about the baby. Just right off the top, whatever it means, aside from that, be careful. But I do feel like you're about to come into a very, what's the word? Prosperous? Is that the word? It doesn't sound right. You're about to really enter into some prosperity. Not just with money, but all around. I don't know if maybe there's like a new car. There's something that you had that cost you a lot that you're having to replace and you don't know how. If you don't know already, then be on the lookout for something like a car repair. That's going to suck. You're going to be worried, like, how am I going to do it? But this card is the card that says not only will you get through it, but you'll get through it without issue. This is about to really be a good time for you to not worry about money. Right now, I would work on growing any career options that you have or creativity options to kind of bring yourself a little bit more time filling to help distract you from the impulsiveness that I picked up. If you don't have a hobby, then maybe look into one, see what interests you. It could even just be journaling. But I want you to do something to help keep your mind off feeling like you're punishing yourself. Because that was the vibe I got with that very first card. You absolutely feel like you're punishing yourself. Yep, no babies. Alrighty. You are welcome and good luck. I have 12 more minutes until my hour and a half is up. So you'll see me until then. Thank you, Chaz. Thank you guys for still doing readings despite all that chaos earlier. I appreciate it. Usually when that's done, it's in the hope that it'll chase you away. So I'm glad to see some people don't get chased. And I also want to say, even though I've said I have a budget of so many readings I need to get, or I need X amount of readings, please do not ever feel like I am forcing you or guilting you into a reading. I want that to be your own choice. I sure can, Jess. Don't feel like you have to just to help. Don't feel like in any way, shape, or form I'm compelling. I just want to make that clear. Especially because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be spread around now. If you want one, great, but do not just come and do it because you want to help. I just needed to get that out there. Well, I'm glad. Not just you, anybody else in here who had readings today or has gotten them before. I just want to make sure that's clear. Thanks, Perfect. Stuff was said today that's kind of hurt me. Like being told I don't want to work because I wouldn't do caregiving And I know it's going to come out that I don't want to work and I'm just scamming you. I'm telling you, I'm going to have another follower spike tonight. It's not, and you do need licensing for it. I'm trying. Somebody came in earlier asking me about different jobs, and I explained what the problem was, why that hadn't worked out, or what the response had been. And then they start mentioning caregiving. And I said, that's not even a field that I'm interested in. And you have to be licensed for it anyway. And I'm already in school. I'm not going to add more schooling on top of that. And it sent off an argument that I just don't want to work. We don't need licensing. I read it wrong. I misunderstood. And it just, yeah. I know. I'm very proud of myself. I walked away and didn't keep up the fight. I am. But I do still struggle with that feeling of having to prove myself. Here we do. If you're going to work in any home agency or run one, you need it. But because I read about needing it to own one, everybody said I read it wrong. But thank you. And thank you, Chas. I appreciate all y'all that stuck through. I know. I remember you. I got it. I was just waiting for you to come back. What kind of reading did you want, hon? Okie doke. And then that should be my last reading for the day. I will be back with readings tomorrow, but I promise, hey, I will do better about pushing it during the week so we don't have this mad rush at the end. If I want to run a business, it's time to run it like a business, not just be lazy. If something comes up and I can't do, then I need to be good about making it up and not letting it sit. Ooh. Have you been having some bad feelings about somebody, Jess? Whether it's a suspicion or you have reason. Well, thank you, Remington. I was like this before I quit, though. Like, that's the vibe I get with these first two cards. I have the Devil. This is a very, very bad person, and they are lying. Very manipulative, very controlling. And you have the freedom to walk away. Don't feel like you're trapped just because maybe money isn't good enough or you don't... there's some other reason that you rely on him. And I do feel like it's a him. Or else very masculine energy. Whew. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Let's see. So as I said, we have the Devil card. The typical illustration on this is a devil standing up with two naked people chained. They got a collar. They could easily take this collar off and walk, but they choose not to. They keep themselves strapped to the situation, and that's what I feel like is going on here. Whether it's because you have to work with them, whether it's a spouse, a partner, a friend, you could do something to get away, but there's a reason you're not. And I really feel like it's because you don't have the means or the capability, or you're afraid that you don't. And I say that because of this Page of Pentacles. Maybe you need a little bit more of a solid plan to be comfortable with doing it. But you definitely aren't feeling like it's able to be called out or be dealt with now. I also have the Seven of Swords, which is why I said they're very manipulative and lie a lot. Be very careful if this person is telling you anything. They are the type of liar who does it to take advantage. They don't just lie about little things. This is a person who lies to control. He lies to manipulate. He lies to drag you down. Yep, see? Be very careful. But I'm not telling you anything you didn't already know because you're very intuitive and picked it up already. Listen to your intuition. Get out when it tells you, if it's not already. I also have the Empress. Do not worry about being alone. You can rock this just by yourself. And as I always do with the Empress or Emperor, because it is a card of fertility, if you don't want babies, be careful. It's not part of the reading, but I'm still going to put that warning out there. But you are more than able to build up, run a household, run a business, or do whatever it is you want to do by yourself. You do not need any man around you to hold you up or hold your hand. The World says, yeah, it's going to suck to leave. Just shutting the door. But another better one's going to open. Don't just rush into another situation. But once you've had some time to heal and kind of go back over what happened, enjoy it. It's going to be the perfect healing situation to be by yourself first. But when you do, go for it. Don't hesitate. The Five of Wands says there may be some arguments or chaos around maybe you're leaving, or this already happens when you're leaving, but there's definitely arguing and unhappiness whenever there's a sense of losing or you're not right under their eye. Be careful of that. I don't see it getting violent, but I do very much see you need to get out. Six of Swords is one of the loudest moving cards there is, besides the Eight of Cups. You need to get out. You disconnect, cut them off, whatever it is you need to do to be away from that person. You need to do it. You already know what's up. Don't let them keep it up anymore. Gotcha. And that's why you can't cut the connection. You're welcome. That's definitely a rock and a hard place. I'm not one to say, keep the child from their dad, but if it's really that bad, you got to do something. Hey, Imperfect, thank you. I appreciate that. I can imagine. I had an ex like that. And I'm so happy I'm finally divorced. Because that was one piece of work. Thank you, Dawning. I think I did. If not, then it's close enough that I don't have to worry about it. I think I just did. Did I just do 3 or 4? And I did have somebody send me a Cash App earlier just for. So if I'm not, it's like $10 and I'll be all right. Well, thank you, Jess. Alrighty, Adrian, you too, and thank you so much. Don't worry, I feel you on the Friday too. Thank you, sweet. I thought it was 3, but I don't know where my head is today. I couldn't get things straight in class to save myself for the first hour and a half. I'm in an Oxford house now, which is sober living. I pay rent, pay bills with that rent, do all of the normal adulting things, but I have support. I know, I also have one outside the door though. I'm covered, I promise. That's my light. There. The battery door doesn't close, but it still works and tests out fine. Yes. We have the only 2-bedroom setup in the house. So he has a little playroom / his own room. And then we have this room. which is altogether about as big as our room was at the rehab that we shared. So, hey, bestie. He's loving being able to walk around and not be, what's the word I want to use, harassed. Thank you, Dawning. You would have been proud earlier because I actually walked away from trolls and just blocked them. I caved for a minute. I had to prove myself for a minute. And then I said enough and blocked them and moved on. And I'm so proud of me. It might not seem like it, but that was freaking huge. Yes, he did, Ivy. Thanks, guys. It is. Now I just got to get better about doing it from the beginning. But the fact that I could do it at all, I'm proud of me. I also have to work on getting a thicker skin. Getting a toast and my live restricted should not have made me cry. I got to work on that. It's funny. Things that you would think make me cry don't bother me. And then the things that shouldn't are like world disasters. It is to a degree. But I question my reality a lot because I've been gaslit so much. Exactly, Dawning. And they wanted me to, like every job they mentioned, I had an explanation why I couldn't do that. And they settled on caregiver. And because I wouldn't cave and do what they wanted me to do and get the license, I was told I don't want to work. And it was just nasty. So I proved that you needed a license in Delaware. I was told I misread it, so I read it a second time, then caught myself and stopped. That's what I'm working on, Ivy. One step at a time, literally. Right now, my sponsor has me working on my self-value and learning how to accept myself as I am. Well, thank you, Chaz. Thank you, Ivy. Alrighty, y'all. My hour and a half is up. Thank you, Dawning. Now, just like I said, I gotta get on it sooner. Not do it to begin with. Progress, not perfection. But much love to y'all. Exactly, Kelly. Congratulations on 13 years. That is a lot. One day I'll be there with you. Much love right back. You too, G. Thanks for hanging with me through all that mess. Hopefully tomorrow is less dramatic. And I promise we'll get back on our regular 3 readings a day. You too, Dawning. I will, Chaz. I hope everybody has a good day. Stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow around 12:30 Eastern Time. Okay, thanks. Bye.